Attention passionate Seattle Seahawks fans. Latest news, something big is happening in the NFC West and it could change the game. We're talking about a direct impact on Seattle Seahawks' path to another Super Bowl run, a power shift that could leave a division rival stumbling for years. We're bringing this to you firsthand. But before that, if you're a true Seattle Seahawks fan, subscribe to the channel to strengthen this passion even more. Show that you're also part of this family. Let's help each other reach 1,000 subscribers. Share with your FRINDS and Seattle SEAHAWKS fans. Let's get to the news now. Folks, buckle up because what I'm about to tell you could be a game changer for the Seahawks and the entire NFC West. Word on the street, and from some pretty reliable sources, is that the Seattle Seahawks are looking to make a bold move that could reshape their offense and give them an even bigger push towards Super Bowl glory. The buzz is all about possibly landing Derrick Henry, the human tank from the Tennessee Titans, who might be heading to Seattle in a blockbuster trade. And honestly, if this happens, it's going to be a huge statement, a clear message that the Seahawks are all in to seize this moment and chase that Lombardi trophy again. But hold on, the potential deal involves some interesting chess moves. According to insiders, the Baltimore Ravens are also in the mix, and they're considering trading Derrick Henry. The Ravens, sitting at 7-6 with a defense that's been allowing around 25 points per game, are in a bit of a rebuilding phase. They're eyeing a package that involves first-round picks and a young edge rusher, which could open up about $18 million in cap space to rebuild their secondary. It's a classic case of a team trying to get younger, more explosive, and better suited for the future. The Ravens' current offense isn't exactly lighting it up, especially with Lamar Jackson's recent struggles, and their run game, while solid, isn't enough to carry the team alone anymore. Now, why would the Seahawks be interested in Derrick Henry? Well, for starters, they already have a pretty solid ground game led by Kenneth Walker III, who's been nothing short of fantastic this season. Walker has already rushed for over 150 yards with an impressive 4.8 yards per carry, and with Zach Charbonnet stepping in when healthy, the Seahawks have one of the most balanced rushing attacks in the league. But adding Derrick Henry, a true power back, could elevate that ground game to another level. Imagine the Seahawks in a situation where their run game becomes unstoppable, giving them an even more diversified offense that keeps defenses guessing. Henry's presence would complement Walker perfectly, especially in the playoffs when every yard counts and teams start loading up against the pass. Just picture it, Henry with his size, vision, and brute force breaking through tackles and turning short gains into explosive plays. At 6'3", 247 pounds, Henry isn't just a running back, he's a freight train. He's been dominating in 2025 with over 320 rushing yards, averaging 5.2 yards per carry and scoring 11 touchdowns. His PFF overall grade of 89. 4 ranks him among the top running backs in the league. And don't forget, he's a guy who forces missed tackles, 52 of them this season alone, making him a nightmare for defenses. His elusiveness score is also high, which means he's not just a plow but also capable of making defenders miss in open space. And let's talk about his receiving ability. Henry isn't just a downhill runner. He's a threat in the passing game as well, with 35 receptions for 280 yards and 2 touchdowns in 2025. His career totals are staggering, over 10, 500 yards from scrimmage and 95 touchdowns. Plus, his yards after contact, YAC, surpassed 3,200, showcasing just how tough he is to bring down. Even with injuries like his hamstring strain in Week 5, he's been a workhorse, playing over 93% of snaps when healthy. His size and power remind many of Nick Chubb, but Henry has an even more brute force style that could be exactly what the Seahawks need to push their offensive limits. Now, considering the Seahawks' current standing, sitting at 10-3 and leading the NFC West, this trade could be the final piece to turn an already potent offense into an unstoppable juggernaut. Their rushing attack is ranked 10th in the league, averaging about 4.5 yards per carry, but adding a player like Henry could boost their ground yards by over 320 yards per game. That's not just incremental, that's game-changing. If they succeed, projections suggest Henry could rush for around 400 yards in a Seahawks uniform, giving their offense a new dimension of power and consistency. It would also elevate their EPA per run to around plus 0.19, making their ground game one of the most feared in the league. And let's not forget how this impacts their playoff chances. The Seahawks are already in a strong position, but adding Henry could be the X factor that takes them from good to great. Their third down efficiency could jump from around 41% to over 56%, helping them sustain drives and control the clock. That kind of ball control is exactly what you need in the postseason when every possession matters. Plus, with the NFC West leaders' spot in their sights, this move could send a message to the entire league that Seattle is not just a playoff team. They're a serious Super Bowl contender. Now, what does this do for the Super Bowl odds? Well, right now, Seahawks fans, the betting lines are shifting. From plus 800, they're moving to plus 400, reflecting increased confidence in their Super Bowl chances. Derrick Henry's 89. 4 grade on PFF would give them a significant boost in run efficiency during the playoffs, a crucial factor against tough defenses like the 49ers or Eagles. Experts are even suggesting that this move could increase their probability of winning the NFC by over 27%, making Seattle one of the hottest teams to watch come playoff time. Of course, all this hinges on whether the trade actually happens. The Ravens seem to be in a bit of a bind, with a tight cap at around $14 million and a desire to rebuild their passing game, especially with their offensive line facing multiple injuries, including 4 concussions this season. At 31, Henry's age might be a concern, but his production and physicality are undeniable. A trade prior to the start of September, when the Titans had him in 2023, could mirror that success, especially if Seattle steps in with the right package. It's a move that could shake up the entire league, and for Seahawks fans, it's an exciting time to dream about what's possible. Now, imagine the scene. Geno Smith operating behind an offensive line that's already improved, with DK Metcalf and Tyler Lockett stretching the field, and the ground game punishing defenses with Walker and Henry. The Seahawks could become a nightmare to defend, a team that can beat you through the air and on the ground with equal ferocity. Their defense, which is already holding opponents to 18 points a game, would get some breathing room with a dominant run game that keeps opponents honest and preserves their energy for those crucial fourth quarters. In the broader picture, this move could inspire Seattle's entire roster and fanbase. It's a statement of intent, a declaration that the Seahawks aren't just satisfied with being contenders, they want to dominate. With a potential upgrade like Derrick Henry, the team's chances of making a deep playoff run skyrocket. The vision of a ground-and-pound offense, reminiscent of Lombardi's ideals, but with a modern twist, becomes a real possibility. And if they can pull off this trade, it might just be the catalyst that propels the Seahawks into the next era of NFL greatness, setting the stage for a 2026 Lombardi victory that fans have been dreaming about for years. So keep your eyes glued, Seahawks fans. The offseason is heating up, and the possibility of Henry donning the Seahawks jersey is making waves. This could be the move that defines their season, their dynasty, and maybe even their legacy. The NFC West is watching, and so is the entire league. Will Seattle pull the trigger? If they do, get ready, because the ground game is about to get a whole lot scarier. And for us, the fans, that's the kind of news that keeps our hearts pounding and our hopes soaring. Pause here just for a second. If you want the YOUTUBE algorithm to keep recommending the latest Seattle Seahawks news to you, it's super important that you leave a like on this video. Go ahead, it's quick and it makes a big difference. Thank you. Now let us continue with the big reveal. And now, Seahawks fans, I want to hear from you. What's your take on this? Drop your thoughts in the comments below. Your opinion matters so much to us and to the Seahawks. Do you think Derrick Henry could be the piece that finally pushes Seattle over the top? Are you excited about the idea of seeing him in that navy and green? Let us know. And don't forget, I'll be back soon with more updates, so stay tuned for all the latest Seahawks news. This is a season to remember, and with moves like this potentially happening, the future looks brighter than ever. Let's go Hawks.